His death getting nationwide attention after attending a July 4th boat trip with friends and never returning home. Now, a Mississippi grand jury will determine if criminal charges will be brought after the family's private autopsy couldn't rule out foul play in Nolan Wells' death.
There were 300 to 400 people out on Horns Island. You mean to tell me nobody saw anything?
Any parent that would be in this situation, you would do anything to find out what happened to your child.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
This morning, more audio of the frantic call from the boat Nolan Wells was supposed to have taken to shore after celebrating July 4th with friends on a remote barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
And what do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
The caller told the dispatcher everyone aboard was unhurt and noted he and the passengers were young.
There are 0 adults on board. Nobody here is over the age of 21.
State's autopsy, and that has not been released. The family sent the body of Nolan Wells for a second independent autopsy, and that autopsy says undetermined. This is what I do know, Griff. I know on the back of his head, the occipital bone back here, there is deep red subcutaneous tissue. Was there some bruising on the neck? I don't know. So right now, it could go in so many different directions. But let me tell you this, the call that the friends made when they were returning without Nolan, they say he wanted to stay and be with a friend girl he just met. She, Katie, says, no, he left with his friends. I got a problem right there. That's a conflict in the testimony. But when you
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give me a second here. Welcome to everybody. I know not a lot of people are in here. I know there's other things going on, but oh my God, what I found out in this case, I just cannot sit back idly by without putting this out here, because the subtitles are completely, I'm not going to say completely wrong, but there are certain words and phrases that were in the subtitles that I will prove in this live that are not there, or twisted. I don't think it was probably done maliciously. I think this is what probably people heard, with the Nolan, don't die, you sure he's dead and all that. But there's some of those words are not said at all. Some things you can kind of make out that are not Nolan, but something similar. We'll get to that. The part where they say, sure, he's dead, there's something else. I don't want to give you guys confirmation bias. I'll play it and let you guys hear, because I did my own enhanced audio. For those that have been with me a long time, it's been a long time since I've enhanced an audio. I think it was Brian Koberger was the last time I did that. But I do have some experience enhancing audio. And yeah, it's, yeah. If I can prove at least a few words are definitely not what was said that's in the subtitles that most people are playing, I can prove some of those are wrong, then what does that say with the other ones, right? But I will let you guys decide. I'm not going to have subtitles up. I'll put like what they claim they said, but then I'll put just no subtitles. And I did a bunch of different tweaks to it. And anyway, you guys know me. I'm legit. I wouldn't, fake it or anything. I even have the actual original audio in Audacity right now. That's the program I use and a lot of people use. It's free. It's something I'm familiar with. I've used it a long time. And I'll kind of explain that. But anyway, again, if you guys can smash that like button, please consider supporting the channel. It's at the end of the month. And I know, unfortunately, there must be other stuff going on because we don't have too many people in here. I mean, that's fine, but I would love to get this out there because um, everybody that's still playing these subtitles, it's not right. Um, Sadly. So we'll recap the timeline just real quick. Nolan Wells, age 18, went out July 4th with his friends. They went out to, this is in Mississippi. They went out to Horn Island. There was 3 boats, small boat to a bigger boat. Nolan was on the 22-footer. There was an 18-footer, 24, and a 22. He was on this 22 Triton that holds up to like 8 to 9 people. There were 8, I guess, when they came in, allegedly. But then we see in the video that was released a couple days ago by one of the friends, a small clip where there's the 7 of them, and that's when the tow guys get there, and Officer Tatum released that. Anyway, back to the timeline. So, according to the friends, they got there, let's see, about noon. Spent, I think, 3+ hours on the island, and then at some point they decided to leave. Now, Nolan, according to the friends, Nolan was still on the beach with a girl named Katie, and they tried. One of the friends has done an interview, said that they were trying to get him come on, and that they were leaving, and he waved them off. And then so they left, went back. Of course, they were dealing with the bulge pump thing, so they were kind of sinking a little bit, but then they got it fixed, brought the boat back. The friends returned home. Of course, Nolan did not return home. And then late that night, after not returning home, the family got concerned, and then a search took place the next day, or I'm not sure exactly when it started, probably during the night, but into the morning, July 5th, and then sadly on July 5th, or July 4th, July 6th, I'm sorry, they found Nolan's body on the west tip of this Horn Island here. And so there's been a lot of controversy. One of the first things, obviously, was the audio that came out, which did not, when you have the subtitles, it doesn't look good for the friends because it seems like they're saying, Nolan, don't die. You sure he's dead? All this different stuff. But I'm going to prove that to be not the case. And then back to the timeline as well. According to Katie, this girl that he met on the beach, she said the opposite. She said, no, he got on the boat with his friends when they left. So either you got 7+ friends lying, because obviously there's 3 boats. So there's, they came in. I don't know how many total people there were exactly. There was quite a bit. So you have either a full group of friends lying, or you have this girl that, through her sister, put out some kind of Facebook or Twitter post saying that, that she stayed on the beach and saw Nolan get back on with the friends. And then through an interview with Tatum, he says that there is word that there was certain stuff getting passed around, coke and stuff like that, and that they believe he still was on that beach even when the friends left, and maybe something nefarious happened or whatever, and now they're trying to cover it up because maybe drugs being involved. Who knows? But all I know is it's very sad because I feel like this audio has really inflamed a lot of people, and yeah. I didn't even think about that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, don't trust Katie's. Let's see. Yeah, that was funny. You guys are mentioning. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, so, and then another thing that the argument they brought up is that the phone that Nolan had, he left it in the boat that he arrived with, and then when the friends left, and during the interview with one of the friends, he said, "Yeah, we just put our phones in there because don't want to get them wet 'cause it's salt water, ruin the phones." And so a lot of people don't have their phones out; they keep them on the boats. And anyway, long story short, when they went back, I'm assuming they just didn't realize they had his phone, and then allegedly they found out, the parents found out that they had his phone, so they collected it, and then they said that there was like nothing on it from that day. Which, again, if he didn't really use it because it was sitting on the boat, then, but they kind of, I think the story's been kind of twisted to where it made it sound like they deleted stuff, but when you hear them speak, at least the parents, I haven't seen all the interviews. It seems like they just said, yeah, there's like nothing on Snapchat. There's nothing. And I don't think they used the word delete. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, here's the other thing is, if what they were trying to kind of claim, like if the friends were involved and like when they're calling dispatch and claiming Nolan's body, is he dead or whatever, why wouldn't they just throw his phone out? Like if they allegedly dumped his body, then like why wouldn't they just ditch his phone as well? Right? To make it just seem like he fell over into the, or whatever. So anyway, just a thought.
14 for the next.
Anyway. Let's see. I'm not even gonna worry about their stories, Nilson. I'm sorry, I thought it was Nilson. I'm gonna get to the audio because that's the proof right there.
5 hours, the boat was stationary until it left at 35 knots.
Now it's the same way. When I first got onto this case and I heard the audio, I'm like, oh yeah, this doesn't sound good at all. And then investigating more, and then finally getting the original audio today, and then doing my own enhancement. And I could literally do it right now for you guys. It would take a minute. But let's play the audio first, the original audio. Or actually, no, let's play just the first part of what they say is in the audio. Let's get to that part first. So for anybody that doesn't know, most of the alleged damning stuff is at the beginning, which is really weird because you think throughout they'd be talking about his body, or you'd hear like a splash because they dumped it. Because then all of a sudden, after he starts speaking with the dispatch operator, there's nothing else about this Nolan or thing. Anyway, let's listen to what they claim is being heard. And I really think this is a sad case of confirmation bias. It's like me, before you see a video, let's say like, I wish I brought up an example. But I play something like that is very kind of hard to see, and I say, oh yeah, see, notice it looks like a man running. And then when you look at that video, now you're kind of incorporated to see a man running, but really it's, maybe a woman in a dress. I don't know. That's probably not the best example. But that's basically confirmation bias. There's another term for it. But anyway, let's play it.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
So all of this is really mostly, I think like 90% of it is all just before the dispatcher comes on. And I'll show you guys the original audio.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Now, obviously, this got me when I heard this.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming
Yeah,
up,
the
sir?
brawling trees. Yeah.
Can you give me a description? Ankles?
I was gonna say, there's a video. If you guys are into the ghost stuff, you guys remember the I'll get back to it because I got to think of his name.
What'd you
Hello?
say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
Straight out to investigative report.
Okay. So obviously anybody that hears that and they're introduced to this case, I mean, even myself, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not good. And I don't blame people for being like, yeah, that's pretty sketchy with what's allegedly being said. But again, those are subtitles. That's what we're like, you know, that's what we're trying to hear for is Nolan, don't die.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to play the original audio without any enhancements. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I just want to show you guys. So here is the audio again. For those that have been with me know that I'm not like an expert in audio, but I've had tons of experience working with audio. So when you get the original audio, it has 2 tracks. So, and here is the 2 tracks. There's track A and track B. Track A at the top here is actually the lady. So if I turn down track B, you'll notice
to connect you.
It's the operator. It's just the operator side. This whole top track here is just the operator. So all of that screaming going on, nothing going on. But if I flip it,
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip.
now notice this is flipped. This is track B. Notice the music's almost gone. So now, what's great is we can literally just get rid of her track.
Hey, we're at.
So we can just basically delete hers because it is just her. There may be, like, if he speaks really loud, there could be some reverberation that kind of comes back into the track B. But most of the stuff that we're concerned with is literally in the first, like, 20, 30 seconds, right? So there's that to give you an idea of what's going on. And most of the alleged damning stuff is right at the first 30 seconds before she says something. There's the music going on and there's the commotion. Okay. Now remember, they're dealing with I'm no boat expert, so I had to kind of look some of this up. Why is it doing this? Oh, maybe I'll go full screen. So remember, keep in context, keep an open mind, because again, if you really like want to get down to the truth, you'd want to be open minded to both cases. Because again, I'm gonna play the original audio where I think I play the original audio with both tracks, and then I take hers out. And then I do in my enhancements. But keep in mind, they're trying to deal with a alleged sinking boat. Well, not alleged, but clearly they're sinking. You can clearly see that they're taking on water. And the bilge pump is in the back. It's separate from the motor. I do have a diagram of what the bilge pump is. There's water that kind of collects under the boat. I'm sure somebody in chat could explain it better. And there's a pump that, sucks that seawater in and then pumps it out over the side. And that keeps it from the boat taking on too much water. And so that failed. So obviously they're slowly taking on water. Now, it runs on a battery and other stuff. And so keep in mind when they're talking about dead, right? Because we do hear dead. But the other words that they mention, like Nolan and everything else, I promise you, wait till you hear it. Hopefully, if anybody has like headsets, you can listen to it.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working.
Okay, so you might hear that in just one ear, but I do put it in stereo here in a minute. This is me taking out the operator.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
Oh, let me turn that
All
off.
right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir?
Oh, this is after the music. Okay, so no, this is in both ears. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to play just a little bit. Keep in context of just the boat sinking, not Nolan there or anything.
Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes.
Oh, that's
how far
fine,
is the
two
water
dozen.
coming up,
I mean,
sir?
it's coming up. We're just thinking.
that's the thing is like, don't die is in there, but like I said, we'll get to it here in a minute. But I just want to give you a little context.
I don't know. Like we're going down there.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership like guaranteed.
So after he starts speaking with her, the one thing you notice, and it's an 8-minute call. I'm not going to play the whole 8 minutes. I think I cut it down to like 3 minutes, but I wanted to play it just from start to like the first 4 minutes of it, with it being slightly enhanced, nothing major right now. But then I'm going to take her out in the next part, and this is where we're going to listen to it.
I don't have the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board and good?
And I'm sorry. The one thing I wanted to mention, I'm sorry to keep pausing it, is after he starts talking to her, so all the damning alleged stuff about Nolan and all this stuff, after he starts talking to her, you don't hear them speaking. So either they just like, if you believe this stuff, like that they did something, then they clearly had to have dumped his body, or they're just not talking about it at all anymore, which is really weird. Like they're freaking out, but then they're, not mentioning Nolan anymore. Or was Nolan ever really what was actually being said? Die is definitely in there. But remember, the bilge pump just died.
Health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
off
many?
the way.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North. All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm
It's
available.
about
North 30 degrees.
30 seconds to a minute left. That's Nolan right there. So that is Nolan. That is the boat. This boat right here, that is their boat. This is the boat that would be leaving for anybody. And it almost looks like, I can't tell, but like based off the other boats, like it already looks like it's starting to take on water. I could be wrong.
But
I mean, I'm not sure. It's kind of tough. Maybe because they're leaning on the back, it's just pushing it down. But anyway. But yeah, that's Nolan. That's kind of like, other than the other one where he's seen with Katie, that's the other last known video of it. Of him, I'm sorry.
4672.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
4672. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right. Well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception.
Yeah,
Can you
he was, like, sitting
verify
right there.
your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30
Aw,
degrees
thanks,
by
Luther.
14.684 north, and then west by
Oh, bump it
88
up.
degrees
so much.
by 46.79.
Okay.
Right. Looks like you're on
This
Horn
is
Island,
almost the
correct?
end.
Are you
Yes,
on
we are.
Horn?
I just wanted to play the part where they say how deep they are because you can see behind them when the tow comes. I mean, look, they're not very far from the island, and you could tell like they're more compared to where his body was found,
Island.
which
Yeah.
was
All
like
right. Is the
over
boat
here.
sinking or
Like we're looking south right now. And that was kind of like where they were parked, kind of over here, which was not on the north tip or west tip, I'm sorry, where his body was found.
you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou Launch.
Okay, so now we're going to get into it. I wanted to kind of allow people to come in, and I really hope, and thank you so much, Blizzard. It really, really helps, especially at the end of the month. God bless you. Okay, so now I do my own enhancement, and you guys can listen to any version. This hasn't been tweaked in any way. Well, I mean, I've tweaked it, enhanced it, but let's break this down, like each phrase that they claim you're hearing, and let's do it without the subtitles. I'll first show like what they claim, and then we'll listen to it a couple times without the subtitles. And I promise you, this took like hours and hours to just enhance like a minute, because that's really like where the most of the alleged stuff is going on. And like I said, some words are said, like the die thing and died is in there. It's clear, but remember, keep in mind, just keep an open mind that there is a bilge pump that is died. All right, so here we go.
To connect you.
So here's me. I took a screenshot of the same thing here with the two tracks that I explained earlier. The first track being the lady, and you can hear the music and everything. And so we're going to take her out. Because all of their stuff is on track B.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Okay. All right, so here we go. Now without her. Oh, oops. Forgot, this is enhanced. Okay, here we go. So, oh shit. So this is where you sure he's dead? And this is the bilge pump, just for anybody that doesn't know what the hell that is, because I certainly don't. I've never owned a boat. But this is kind of the thing, as I guess it runs by a battery. If anybody can give any other details about these pumps, again, I have no idea. But again, this is the thing that went out on their boat, and the reason why they're taking on water. So this is where they claim, sure he's dead. Oh, was he found? Oh, I mean, at least they have answers. Thank you for updating me, Justice Project. Dang. I'll have to take that down. I mean, that's sad. At the very least, family can get closure. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Tish, 100%. Yeah, he's got some interesting stuff. But I promise you, like, okay, so remember, right here, he's supposedly saying, one of them is supposed to be saying, sure, he's dead, right? Okay, so tell me what you guys hear now.
How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
I should cut this down. Now, do you hear sure he's dead, or do you hear a different two words? The dead part's right. No, dead is right. Do you guys hear it? You guys hear it? I don't want to be confirmation bias like everything that's been previous. It's certainly not sure he's. There's 2 words before it, dead. I'll tell you guys here in a second, but I don't want to like influence people. Do you hear it? Tell me, what are the 2 words before dead? Yeah, I guess if you're not like, I guess if you don't have your headphones. Okay, no, it's, they're talking about the bilge pump. It's really dead. Yes, it's in there for sure. Like, it is without a doubt in there, Donna. Thank you. I think it says it. I really think he says it's really dead. It could be sure it's dead. I hear it's without a doubt. It's really dead. Could be sure it's dead. Yeah, it's like for sure. Like you can hear it's like that is like 100%. Because he's like, oh shit. And then guess what comes right after? It's really dead. Oh shit. It's really dead. Yes. Again, I didn't want to be confirmation bias, but I'll play this one more time. That's just the first part. There's the entire other, all the other subtitles we'll play. I hear really in there, in my opinion. I hear really like clear as day. Like I could be wrong. I can hear it's for sure. It's something dead. And I don't know if you referred to your friend it. And I really don't hear sure at all. It makes more sense to me like, oh my God, it's really dead. Like shit, we're taking on water. Do you hear it when I slow it down? The really part? It's really. But I'm sure as hell confident it does not say sure he's dead. In my opinion. Yeah. Again, I do apologize if you're probably on your phone or another device without having headset. It may be harder. I don't want to like blow people's eardrums out because again, like to enhance something that's like so deep in the background, it is really tough to do. One last thing, one more time, and then we're gonna move on to the next phrase. Wait until we get to Nolan. I promise you. Yeah, it makes sense. They're talking about the pump. It's really dead. Holy shit. Oh my God. Like, it's really dead. Like, we're panicking. So that's just one. And again, if I haven't convinced you, again, I'm just here to present my case. And I know how subtitles, because I've seen it before. And not just subtitles, but like I was telling you, like, you describe something in a video before you show that person the video, they'll be like confirmation bias to see that, instead of just playing the video and then going, hey, what do you hear? What do you see? And yeah. So now is he's dead? But wait, listen to what his reaction is. But is it really he? Again, dead is clear as day. But is it really he's dead? And then what he says, because it's a female that goes something dead, and he goes something something. So they're saying, is he dead? Allegedly, in the subtitles.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Okay, here it is. So it's supposed to be he's dead. Is it he? Because then he goes, I don't know. Yes. You can hear the it. Like, you can hear the it for sure. I should have slowed this one down. I thought this one was a little more pronounced, but I should have slowed this one down too. I don't hear he. It doesn't have the. I hear the it's. Okay, we haven't even got to the Nolan part, which is next. It's dead? I don't know. So there is a little bit of music, so I didn't want to completely take the track away from track A. Like, it is completely turned mostly like 90% down. I only had it in there a little bit, just because, like I said, you can have it like overlap, reverb sometimes again. So I didn't want to like completely take the track out. This way, there's a little bit of the music, but yeah, it's dead. Okay, this is supposed to be Nolan. You tell me. Now, I can't quite tell, but I do not hear Nolan now. Like, now that and I'll play it a bunch. There's a really no way. This is supposed to be Nolan. A, not Nolan. A, N. I think we got the A. That or it's like, okay. Yeah, let me know what you hear. Nobody? Let's see. E? I hear A. That, like, you hear A at the end. For sure. Like, I'd say like 90% sure. Like, no A. Nobody? Maybe? Yeah, I feel like no way, because it's like, no way. Like, oh my God, we're taking on water. Yeah, people are saying no way. Yeah, that's what I hear. I'm glad. I appreciate you being open-minded. Again, because I was on the other side. Like, when I first dove into this case, watching Nancy Grace. Again, I'm a sucker for Nancy Grace. She has her flaws. But like, that does not sound. There's no land. There's no land in the second part of the Okay, hold on. One more time, and then we'll move to the next one. It, no matter what, it ends with A, which does not sound like N. Nolan. That N would be obviously at the end. It's kind of rhymed. And I almost kind of thought, okay, but either way, it's, it's A. Like, can't be, no way. Oh, interesting. What is, hold on, before I play that, what is before no way? Let's just take that track out. I think it's right here.
Hey, we're at the west.
Where is she? Yeah, there it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see if there's anything before that. I don't know if I ran the filter curve on that part. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, in fact, why? Okay. Yeah, there's nothing really that, you can really hear before that. It's kind of a gap, and then it's just these, but I mean, that is just A. And if I had more time, because I did a Nolan, because I wanted to show like what it sounded like with an N at the end and do that, but like this took a lot of time, what you guys are seeing, just to do this. So, continuing on, there's more. So this is where it says, "Oh my God," and then allegedly, "Nolan, don't die." So obviously there's so many voices in there. At some points, I almost feel like he's saying, "You're all so dumb." I don't think it's that, but it's there's no, like, the Nolan is. He says no and then something else, but then that's where they put in Nolan, but he says no and then it kind of like, then a bunch of people start coming in. And I almost hear Doc or something like that at the end. I hear like Ock. I hear the Ock in there. I remember they said this is where it's like, Nolan, don't die.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Boat dock. Oh, boat dock.
Hey, we're at the...
Let me back that up just a little bit. Interesting. Oh my God. Sleuthin. Yeah, because I'm like, God, that sounds like dock. Like at the end there. This is where they supposedly say Nolan don't die, but like I don't hear. This is the one part where I totally disagree. There's no die, dead, anything on this part. It does sound like boat dog.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and
so if you're just coming in, those that don't know, I have again, I'm not an expert. I'm not like some audio engineer or anything, but doing a lot of videos and editing for 4+ years, and having to learn Audacity, which I used a lot before I was a YouTuber. I used to kind of play with the drums and stuff, and so I'd import audios and stuff. Anyway, so I have experience with enhancing audio. Again, I'm not saying like I'm an expert at it, but like I just had an issue because I'm like, I'm not saying anybody else that put out audio is trying to deceive anybody. I think the deception is in the subtitles and it's confirmation bias that, you see the words, so you're going to hear them. And I think, we need to do that without the words.
shut the fuck up! Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where the doc or the allegedly Nolan don't die. Let me do this. Oh, just copied right over it. Okay. Let's do something with this one here. Pitch tempo, change tempo. Slow down just a little bit. Okay. Let me turn that up just a little bit. Yeah, see, this is the part where they allegedly claim it's Nolan don't die, but I hear the awk. And he does start out with a so it's like no something something something, not Nolan. Yeah, either boat dock or don't dock. No, we don't dock or boat dock. Yeah, there's no Nolan. Like, I mean, that's the one thing with, like, if it was Nolan, that N should be pronounced at the end, especially here. Where's Nolan? Like, that does not sound like Nolan at all.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Sorry, I meant to stop.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, they updated this. They always change it somehow.
Okay.
It just sounds with the A. Like, I don't know how you'd put Nolan in this.
Okay.
Oh, already? Already?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I could hear that.
Okay.
No, really? Too? Yeah.
Okay.
Really. No, really. So 3.
Okay.
And you can see one thing that's interesting about when you can actually look at the audio, you can see each of the, oh my God, I can't even think of it. Not compound. Is it compound? No. The beats. Oh my gosh. You guys will help me out here in a minute. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what it sounds like to me, Miffy. Like that's, but I could hear some of what other people are saying. I think it's kind of easier than this than when I had it broke down. And this is the part again that, like, you can hear it's. There's no sure. Just after, oh my God.
Yeah,
I hear it's really dead. This one is just I took the track out, yeah, then I enhanced the lows. I mean, I could do it if I had time. I'd do everything starting from the beginning again, but again, you could just take what they have. Here's the original audio with no tweaks, and now just listen because everything's right at the beginning.
we're going down now.
Straight out to investigative reporter.
To connect you.
Oh, the music's in there now. Oh, yeah, that actually might not help because the music's in there. Let me hear theirs real quick here. Now let's just hear theirs because you'll see there's no like I didn't really tweak anything. But see, this is where it's kind of like frustrating because it's definitely cut up, you know, because all these, this is in order, but it is cut up a little bit, obviously.
You look at the video out there,
it's really dead. It's dead. Like, yeah, Nolan, don't die. Like, there's no, die is like very, you can hear I, like it's very pronounced. And that is, oh, what is that right here? Like, there's clearly no I at the end of this. It's like awk. Like, there's no way in hell that is don't die. So, yeah, that took a lot to just work on that. There's probably a few other things that I could try to clear up a little bit. I mean, there's only so much you can do with, especially when you have people talking over each other. There's just no way to like clip individuals out. You can only kind of clear up any background noise. I separated the dispatch caller because she's on a separate track, so at least we can get rid of her in the music. But yeah, like, not even the Nolan is like, when you just hear it, I do not hear Nolan, especially when I don't see those stupid subtitles. Oh, Nolan's right here. Okay. Or allegedly Nolan. Okay. But that's A. It ends with A, not N. So anyway, I do have a few little updates, but that's kind of like the main thing I want to put out, because I really feel like, and I may need to do a short video, put this out, because I think people need to hear this without having, sorry to say, the stupid subtitles that are gonna, especially anybody that comes in. I was fooled, I don't want to say fooled, but like, yeah, I saw the subtitles, and then, when they played this on Nancy Grace, I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of sounds like Nolan. And then when you take out the subtitles and then, do my own enhancement, again, I'm no expert, but I know what to do. And it completely changes things. And then you just know that certain words, how they end, they're going to be pronounced in some ways. Vowels, certain consonants, etc., are going to be more pronounced than others. And die is very, you're going to hear the I, but there's no Nolan don't die. It's like no something. Yeah, it could be boat dock, or no, we can't dock, or something like that. I appreciate that, because again, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Took a lot of time to do that. It was fun because I haven't enhanced audio for a long time. You guys know me, like, I'm evidence-based on this channel, and I feel like, and knowing, like, the whole confirmation bias thing is very tricky. Very, very tricky. It doesn't sound like they're, I don't know why they'd be calling the Coast Guard, or not Coast Guard, but CTO, and they got GPS on. If they were on land or anything like that, then they'd have to go run, because they have to give their exact GPS. And then when that phone call comes in, that GPS should, at that time, should say, like, okay, this is when the phone call came in. This is where that boat should be. So, to be honest with you, Angela, it should line up, or there would be, like, let's just say if they were involved and maybe they weren't where they said they were, they would know that, because the boat has a GPS. And so when that call comes in, that boat, and he's reading out, like, how many feet they're in the water. Yeah, he could have made up a word, but you could definitely tell he's trying to read one of the devices that tells you how how deep they are in that call. It really is, and I don't blame anybody for being, like, on either side, because again, it is like there is, some suspicious stuff. But here's the other thing I mentioned earlier before, but there's more people in here, is so you know how they kind of made a big deal about the friends allegedly taking the phone back with them, right? If you were getting rid of a body at that point, which would be weird, like even though you're taking on some water, like they're not like sinking, they're just taking on water, right? And they're not far from the beach. Like we can see, like if it was like, oh my God, we're gonna like end up in the middle of the ocean, right? That'd be one thing. But you can see like they are, stuff to say, maybe that's a mile out, maybe less, from Horn Island, right? They're not very far. And this is already after they had called, so they would have been closer. Not to say you couldn't maybe throw a body out, when you're 50 feet out, 50 yards out from the beach, because everybody's just, partying or whatever. But what I was trying to get back is the phone, right? So let's just say in theory they toss his body out over, right, somewhere between here and there, which again is not far from the island, which would be just super sus. Then take his. Why wouldn't you get rid of his phone then, right? If these guys were involved and they actually knew, like they had his phone, because the friend says like yeah, we didn't even know, because everybody keeps their phones in there. We didn't even realize like his phone was in there, because remember, according to them, he stayed there, so they may have thought he may have had his phone with him or whatever. But yeah, if they were in on this, why didn't they just get rid of the phone? Especially if they allegedly deleted stuff, right? When you just dip that phone in the ocean, like that phone would never be found. Like between the Horn Island and, or if it was found, it'd be a long time. But yeah, salt water is going to destroy that phone. So again, that kind of makes an argument of like them keeping the phone, and and I think, I don't know if it was Nancy Grace said that like they allegedly deleted stuff, or it was the other lady, but they just said that there wasn't really anything on his phone from that day. But again, if it was just kept in this little container on the boat so it wouldn't get wet, and then he went aboard to partying, then allegedly, yeah. Oh, I appreciate that, Alicia. Yeah, all this stuff is like, yeah, when you're thinking about the boat and the bilge pump, and then there's just certain words that, like, again, end in a certain E-A-U, vowel consonant that is pronounced in Nolan, and, like, you don't hear that at all. You hear the no for sure, which is probably no something, no way, or whatever. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, sorry to hear that, Margie. Yeah, I mean, you dump that phone because they never find it, right? Because it's an ocean, and that phone would be destroyed with the salt water. Absolutely destroyed. So I don't know. So we played the Friends interview. I was gonna try to multitask and try to get all the video footage, because there's like a drone shot of the party. Because really, and I wanted to make a diagram, but maybe I'll have to do this in another live. But I'll have to see. Unfortunately, it's like not a lot of people are either interested, or I don't know. It's sad because like I want to cover this case more, but like don't have a lot of people, like can't even break 100. Maybe there's other stuff going on, but our other live wasn't very big either. And everybody and their dog is getting death threats. The family, anybody that gets involved, friends. I mean, it is obviously very toxic case. Sadly, and so maybe it's just people don't want to be like targeted. What is my theory, Sassy? Oh, you keep saying that crazy, and I was like, oh wait, I thought you were talking about somebody in the chat. I saw something before that. Oh, are you talking about like what's said? So I have it. Oh, I think I recorded it. Didn't he go on? Was it Sassy? You told me that Tatum went on the channel because I'll be honest, Tatum, I feel like has been the best kind of defense. Oh, look at her title. Holy shit. Look at her title. Bombshell audio distress call. Is it real? Man, I wish I could get 140,000 views. Boy, I could tell you right now, no. Like, yeah, like the audio's real, but the subtitles are wrong. Is this the one he's on? Because somebody told me he was on, I think yesterday. Oh no, he's on. See, yeah, see, this is gonna inflame people. But maybe she's bringing this up. I have to release a short video on this.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories.
I'm going to turn up my AC. I'm not going to play all of this, of course. I just want to hear, like, what is the topic of this? Is she going to actually maybe address, like, maybe we got the subtitles wrong? Maybe we jumped the gun? Again, I still love Nancy Grace for all her flaws because she's just a woman that is just, I admire Nancy Grace. Again, she's not perfect. And any content creator, especially if you're covering like the latest news and stuff, you're going to get misinfo no matter what. Like, you know, could be small, could be big. And yeah.
I want to thank you for being with us.
And if you don't like Nancy Grace, I'm sorry. I'm not going to play everything. Now that I can hear that, like, I do not hear any, except for the dead part. And I think that's what, like, because you're hearing the dead, and they're like, all you have to do is hear that, and then they have the Nolan, but it's really not Nolan. And then that's it. It gets people, you know, like, you know. Like, oh shit.
Everyone in the background is saying, is he dead? Nolan, wake the up.
Claiming they're sinking.
Yeah, he said, oh, did he, wait, where's the, now I know there's the wake the fuck up. Oh, okay, let me, okay, that part, we got to get, I'll go back to that, because that part I didn't realize they claimed Nolan was before that. Holy shit.
And calling for help, and yet in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead.
I believe him.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and I think it's
from Horn Island. He never came back from Horn Island, and you can clearly hear on that version, which we obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Research. They released it. It's not something off TikTok or Insta, and that's what you hear. Let me hear 184.
Can I come on Nancy Grace's show? I don't like going on, but holy, like, fuck me. I'm sorry. Jesus.
One more time, please.
No. Get the subtitles off. Fuck.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Cover a lot of territory. That is the sea tow call where the grandson of the boat owner thinks that they're taking on water. Joining me right now, special guest.
Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. If you put the audio within context, it is an impossibility unless these people are prophesying that somehow they're saying Nolan's name or projecting that Nolan is somehow injured, hurt, or killed, because we have witnesses that have come out. When I interviewed Warren, a lot of those kids that I talked to already alluded to this way before the audio came out, that they were gone. And people had already saw Nolan after they had left. The young lady, Katie, that he was hanging out with, I saw a text message from her alluding to the fact that she never saw him get on that boat at all. We have video of the boat that we shared on our social media page, and it shows all the occupants on the boat, and Nolan was not there. And so if a person thinks that they've heard something on the audio, they have to compare it with context. Maybe they said, "Is it dead?" talking about.
Oh my God, thank you. Dana, God, maybe I should tag him when I do my video so maybe he can, because oh my God, like I said, all you have to do is listen for certain punctuations of, the vowels or consonants at the end of words, and that's all you need. And it would change the context, but these subtitles are just destroying these boys' lives, sadly. And I don't blame anybody that feels, that they had something to do with it, because again, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, oh shit, it does sound like him.
Items that could potentially have died or damaged on the boat, given the fact that they were sinking. So I think people need to put this in context and reevaluate what they're listening to on the video, because if you are going to make a staunch stance in the wrong direction, in my opinion, by saying they're obviously talking about Nolan, it is incredibly impossible. One more thing, real quick, that when you look at where they were at when they made the phone call and their GPS coordinates, it literally put them on the island.
Yeah, and they're like right there. They're like not far. Like he said, like 31 feet. And then we see in the video where they've clearly moved up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, they'd be dumping a body in front of hundreds of people.
We know, and not on the physical island, but really close proximity to the island. And we know, because we have another video of Nolan being out there and also all the other boats surrounding him, that this would have had to happen very near to hundreds of people.
Yeah. I would love to know the timestamp of this video. Like, what is the metadata for this? This would be huge to know.
In hundreds of different boats. So somebody would have seen some.
And look how many people do have their phones out, and why isn't there more? I really think there was some shady stuff that went on the beach, like you said, that he found out through his sources, which so far he's came through. So I don't think he's going to make this stuff up, especially, his background, just for some clout. I don't think he needs that. And, they were passing around Coca-Cola and whatever, and then maybe an accidental overdose or something, and people panicked, small group maybe involved, or maybe a fight, whatever. But I do think whatever happened, clearly the friends were gone, and sadly, altercation, OD, what have you. And yeah,
if there was a dramatic commotion like this occurring on that boat.
31 feet.
I hear what you're saying, Officer Brandon Tatum. That last part that you said, that there were hundreds of people around and they would have seen what happened, that part, I disagree with that. John Mobley joining us, veteran trial lawyer out of South Carolina. John.
Well, maybe not all 100 people would seen it, but there would have been. I mean, it'd be pretty sus. I mean, you could probably, I'm sure, depending on how far out they were to the nearest viewers, but in which direction, if you were dumping a body off, maybe you could throw it off the front if the front of the boat was facing away from the island. But
take off your defense hat one moment and let's address that statement. Do I have to say Tupac? That just comes off the top of my head. Crimes happen all the time in a crowded area and nobody sees anything. Either they say they didn't see
yeah, they see shit, but they're too scared or
anything.
I don't know if that's a good.
They really didn't see anything because it all blends in, right? It all blends in. I've had a little boy.
I mean, she's not
thrown
wrong.
Off the 3rd level of the Mall of America.
Okay.
Mark on the back of his.
This game does not have energy
the
limits.
back of the head,
This game
yeah,
has no
like
daily
that could be
login
anybody.
streaks.
That
No
doesn't
pay to
mean
win
it's
shop
the
telling you to spend more.
boys.
You build your own galactic outpost. Expand.
She loves that back of the head thing.
In this case, I do believe that if someone did see something that they didn't pay particular attention to involving Nolan Wells, once all of this has come out.
On YouTube, he has interviewed Nolan's friends. Okay, you're saying that I am looking at, and others are looking at this out of context. My mind is open. You may be right.
I'll send it to you,
I
Nancy.
believe, Officer Tatum, you are specifically referring to the words. Let's see the transcript of the audio.
No, get rid of the fucking transcript. Snarky Chris is coming out. Get rid of the fucking transcript and let people decide what they hear. Get people that have never heard this case and then play it for them. And then let's hear, do they really hear Nolan and this bullshit? That's what we need to do. We need to get people who have never heard of the case, play the audio that's enhanced, that, doesn't have the background, and then let them decide what they hear.
I read this, please.
Jesus.
You're referring to alleged statements. Sure, he's dead? Is he dead?
It's really
Nolan.
dead.
OMG. Nolan, don't die. Then
there's no Nolan.
Wake the F up.
That's
I thought
real.
he was on the check his chest.
Check his chest.
Now, to you.
Wait, check his
Officer
chest. When did
Tatum.
Okay, I got to write that down too. Check his
You
chest.
believe that there is an innocent explanation.
Yeah.
My mind is open. And that innocent explanation would be what?
Well, I think that if you are convinced without context that they are talking about Nolan, you're going to hear certain things and perceive it. I mean, the bilge pump is damaged. They could have been saying, don't die, or is it dead?
Yes.
Referring to the bilge pump or the bilge pump. And they could have been talking about a battery. They could have been saying,
yes, the battery, which I just showed people.
no, and people think they said Nolan. The only reason that I deviate from the transcript is because there are witnesses that have said they've seen Nolan after the boys had already left and after the call was already made. And also, I put my detective mind on, when I look at the reasoning, but why would they be calling and giving GPS coordinates?
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing I was going to bring up. Thank you. Oh my God. And I even wrote it down too, and I forgot about it because I was so focused on the phone. I'm sure he'll probably bring up the phone too. Like, once you ditch the phone. But yeah, you're calling them. Why don't you, like, because it's not like dire and they're not like far from the island, right? So why wouldn't you get rid of them? And why wouldn't you hear like, hush, shut the F up? Like, I know he does say that because I think he's trying, because they have like bad cell reception. So he's trying to hear the dispatcher. So I know he does kind of say that at one point. But like, yeah, why in the hell would you make that call as they're like, because you would know, like, if they're literally like figuring out Nolan is like passed out or whatever, oh, let's make a call just before we dump his body, so half part of that on audio. I mean, these guys would have to be the dumbest,
And talking to this dispatch for 8 minutes, if their best friend, whom I've spoke to these boys, they've showed me pictures, they were emotional about Nolan's death. I was there during the funeral, at least there with them when the funeral was going on, and they were devastated that they couldn't go to his funeral. I perceive that it doesn't make sense if they had killed their friend in a malicious way or he was dead, that they wouldn't just simply ask for help instead of.
Yeah, that's the other thing is they're calling them. But anyway, let's see how many people we have. Oh man, I was hoping we'd get more people. I don't know why, like, people are afraid to come onto this, like, case. It's sad. I do appreciate those that are donating jewels. It really helps end of the month. And unfortunately, this is not going to help too much with my channel. But this bugs the shit out of me because this is just not right. Like, it is clear as day. One last time, I'm just going to play it one time through. For anybody that may have just came in. But the subtitles are completely wrong, and I will make a video on it. I'll have it ready tomorrow. I'll have to find the chest part. There is no N, and there's an A at the end of this word. You can really hear the A, especially when you slow it down. Like, it just, man, that is like, there's no N. Yeah, and there's no Nolan don't die. There's no die in that part at all. Sorry, I meant to go back to the words. Really dead. One last time. It's really dead. I mean, to me, that's really dead. It's and dead for sure. I mean, right there when you hear it, it's really, illy. Maybe I'll have to slow that a little bit more down too, the illy, because you can hear the illy and really.
Description, ankles.
Yeah. Oh, no battery? Oh, let's see. Hold on, let me back. Here, let me go to the original then.
Hey, where's the...
Sorry. I don't know why this is all... One second. Oh, what'd you say, Jennifer? No battery. Back just a little bit more. Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to... Yeah, that's just without a doubt. It's really dead. Yeah, this part just absolutely is nonsense. Nolan, don't dock. Something, Doc. No, it won't dock. No, it won't dock. Do you guys hear it? No, it won't dock. I don't know what that could be referring to. No, it won't dock. I know boat dock, but I hear no, it won't. Loading dock. Yeah, but there's no Nolan don't die. Like, it's just like nonsense. I don't know where the chest, check his chest. Does anybody know? We got time. We'll listen to the original so I can find the, if anybody can point it out.
Sir, can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd you say? Hey.
To connect you.
CTO assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the
Yeah, it's tough with her in the background. One last thing, real quick. Open X. No. Import to audio. Split to mono. Get rid of her. Effect. Let me just do the pitch. Release filter curve. Boom. Effect. Compressor. Okay. And then
All right, are you ready?
yeah, I'm not sure. Does anybody know where?
Hey, we're at the west tip of.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that after. Find the check the chest thing. I'm not sure where that is. But yeah, that could easily be, like you said, the chest compartment. Yeah, it's just sad. I mean, Subtitles really kind of. Hey, Cutie Pie. I appreciate you being in here. Put it in half speed. Yeah, there's a bunch of things I could do. I mean, I did do that for most of the major things. Yeah, now I hear no, it won't dock or something like that. Yeah, there's no die in there. No Nolan either.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're going. Hey, up! Shut the fuck up! What'd you say? Hey. What'd you say? What'd you say? Hey.
Yeah, I'll have to try to expand some of these other parts in here that are after, see if there's anything else. But again, be joined us later. Oh, we only have 74 people. Man, that's sad that more people aren't into this, because it is just without a doubt, subtitles are wrong, they're misleading. No, the kids aren't. Well, I don't know. Here, let's play this last part. I actually have that update here with us. Crime Time Grime, I'm good to see you. Yeah, which I don't know how much you've been here, but we've been breaking down and debunking the subtitles. They are definitely confirmation bias. And again, I don't blame anybody for, I don't want to say falling, whatever trick, whatever word you want to use. But it clearly, these subtitles that they keep playing on Nancy Grace and all that, they're definitely just sadly deceiving. And again, it's just confirmation bias that they're now going to hear that. But we've been breaking down a lot of these little parts, and it's clear that what they're claiming on the subtitles is not true. You know, there is dead in there, but it's really dead. There's no Nolan. It's either no way or something, but it ends with an A. There's just so many different ones, and I've only got started. I mean, this took me like 6 hours just to do because I had to split the audio, do all of my own work, because again, like, I know other people have enhanced it, and not saying anybody out there is like tried to maliciously deceive people, but I think sadly when you put up subtitles and people just are drawn to the case or just coming to the case, and you're seeing that is clearly going to obviously push them in one direction. Yeah, update on that.
A teen's mysterious death.
Arguing. And then also
Leave, but we difficult to
Snapchat, and
can tell it's too far away. But in that video, I feel like
yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Crazy Buck. One creator I've never heard of was inciting horrible violence against all. Yeah, this is just getting out of hand, and that's what sucks. Is like, I may just do one video on it. I'd love to cover it more, but like, clearly, I mean, I'm not even breaking 100, and so I guess people are just not, because I'm sure probably like some in bigger creators, it gets really toxic in the chat, right? Which is just kind of sad. I think we could all be adults and agree to disagree, right? But here's the update with the one of the friends, because again, keep in mind, one of them is being like accused, because they're like saying, "Oh, look, the one's lawyering up, so that means he's guilty or like appearing guilty." But it's because they're like suing or something like that. Here, I'm gonna play it. Go full screen here. But thank you, Crazy Buck, so much. And thank you, Jennifer. God bless you, sweetheart. And D and all my wonderful mods, Pocus, Sassy, you guys are doing an amazing job. Oh. Where's the audio? Did I put it in there?
Then
oh, hold on.
So what happened?
Oh, there they are.
Well, there's a new kind of outrage over the Nolan Wells case now, and it involves one of Nolan's friends who says he has had it up to here with all of the online rumors that he is somehow responsible for Nolan's death. The young man's name is Bart Edmiston, and Bart has been, people have been sort of theorizing online and even just flat out accusing him, saying that he was jealous of Nolan because of the girl that Nolan was with on the 4th of July, Katie McCormack, and they felt like Bart had a relationship with her. So Bart's hired an attorney, and the attorney already came out and said, that's not true. He didn't have a relationship with Katie. The photo you think is Katie is not Katie. Done all that. But they're, in particular now, they're going after one OnlyFans model / influencer who has voiced her theory about Bart being involved. Her name is Kimberly, and she is the recipient of a cease and desist letter.
Oh, maybe I should start an OnlyFans, huh?
From Bart's attorney. I don't know if Kimberly is all that scared of this lawsuit, based on what she, after she got that cease and desist, this was her response.
Want to sue me? Let me tell you how it's going to go. I am poor. I have nothing. I don't own anything. You can't put a lien on property. I have nothing. It's going to cost you so much money. I got free lawyers. You know how many lawyers have been hitting me up, like begging to take the case because they know the publicity. Worst case scenario, you sue me, you win. Let's say you win. What you gonna times and I could be proud.
They just want to show that they're taking this very seriously. They are going to threaten people, potentially go after people if you start, slinging around lies about them. I mean, this theory online that this kid was somehow concocted Nolan's death as revenge because he was secretly dating this other girl. I mean, now we're just getting into like crazy conspiracy theories at this point. And I feel like that case has been filled with those.
Well, and Bart actually took it a step further beyond that. He said, not only did I not have anything to do with Nolan's death, but I have actually told police the 20 people I saw that day out there, gave them names, and he said, I'm cooperating fully with this investigation, and he wants to know who killed Nolan, if someone
I've just got
killed Nolan.
I've just got a sense, and again, I'm only basing this on the way I've seen cases go. I've got a sense that we don't know what the actual scenario is, that there are a bunch of scenarios out there.
Well, hello. Come on, Harvey.
And they all seem to not
losing
hold
your stuff,
water.
man.
And that there's some other scenario that we're going to hear about.
We don't know who was on the island with Nolan after 4:30.
That's right.
that
We don't know
sucks,
who
Don.
he was with. But we know that boat took off without him.
Right.
Well, our chat is asking, what does this make, like, if these kids start lawyering up and getting legal help, does that make them look more guilty, or do you think it's just smart?
I think in his case, it's
because
smart.
he's being accused.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally smart.
So I think that one's smart. I think their point is
the earlier
all the
They need to, especially, if the fingers are pointing at them, they're going to have to, because this case has clearly just gotten super out of hand, which is sad, because I feel like it all comes down to that audio and anybody coming along to this case is going to hear that because that's super popular. And again, I don't blame people because I've seen it thousands of times covering this true crime for 4 years, that you get something that's very, that seems legit and very damning. And then they're kind of set in their way. And then there's a lot of people that, like, once they get planted on one side of the fence, like, no matter what comes out for the other side that kind of contradicts, like, they stay planted in there. That's just kind of how it is these days. Unfortunately, but yeah. Yeah, I respect TMZ. Yeah, they usually don't. Yeah, they're not like a Nancy Grace. They're just going to go, hey, look, we got this. This is what they're saying here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't have a problem with TMZ. And again, I hate to say it, I love Nancy Grace, but I just feel like she is fueling the fire in the wrong direction, sadly. She keeps playing that stupid subtitles audio. Hopefully the video I do will hopefully get some traction, because people need to hear that these are not the words being said. I mean, it's clear anybody could do it. Like, crap. Yeah, nothing against him. I just, maybe he's lost a step or two. Donna says, this is so sad for the family and his friends. Keep up the great work, Chris. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. It truly is. I mean, yeah, especially for the friends, especially if they did not have nothing to do with it. They could go to their own friend's funeral. Man, that's tough. And I think also that adds to the suspicion. It was like, how come there's nothing really after they leave, like on the beach, which just more confirms of what Tatum was saying, that there's, legal substances being passed around, which, I mean, it doesn't surprise me for that kind of party. I mean, it's something like that. I mean, I guess the 60s and 70s, people wouldn't bat an eye with that kind of stuff, but yeah, I do wonder. Sandy, you asked me, or Sassy, yes, I think it was Sassy. You asked me what my theory. I think it was probably maybe an OD or an altercation, one of those that was on the beach, nothing to do with the friends. And yeah. It reminds me of the one case. I can't think of her name. It was in California, if anybody knows. It was the one where there was a party. The girl was seen like walking her dog, and she was at this downtown LA apartment, big high-rise apartment. She was last seen kind of like walking outside with her dog, and then she was seen like in one of the hallways on the camera, and that's it. And then she allegedly went to this party, and then nobody talked. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden they were searching landfills, and then come to find out like months later that somebody like behind the scenes, like not came forward social, like in an interview, but behind the scenes, and said, yeah, as a person at that party that she went to, and she OD'd, and they had a trash chute because it was a downtown apartment high rise, and sadly they threw her in the garbage dump. They panicked. I can't think of her name. If anybody knows her name in chat, I forget. But sadly, I don't think they could find her thing. Yeah. Sassy, I mean, yeah. Yeah, maybe, Sassy, if we maybe just leave out the color. I mean, maybe just leave it with girl if we can, just because of the situation, because I know nobody wants to do that. But yeah, other than that, I agree with you, Sassy. Like, yeah, if he was like, maybe had too much to drink or something. Yeah, went to like go pee and then like passed out. But yeah, maybe just leave out the color just because of the case tone. Thank you to all my wonderful mods. Yeah, you remember that? I can't think of her name. But yeah, it was weird. I don't never been like completely solved. But yeah. Yeah, and that's the issue. That's why it's like, man, why is everybody being like, I'm sure there's probably stuff that's been sent to the police that we obviously won't know until other things come out, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, if we can't try, because none of my mods want to block anybody comments. Just, yeah. Oh, thank you, Sassy. Yeah. Because my mods, they love you. But just the color, if we can try to leave the colors out, just because the case is just so, with what's going on in this case. But I agree with everything, mostly with what you said, Sassy, about, I mean, that could easily be the scenario. I mean, that's happened. I think some of the cases, the smiley face killer, right? All the college boy, mainly men, I think. I think it's mostly men, right? If you guys know the alleged smiley face killer. I don't think the smiley face has to do anything with it, but college men found dead, drowned, and there's, a lot of them are kind of suspicious, but I do think some of them are probably just them too intoxicated and they go to a body of water and end up in it. Although I do think there are some shady stuff with those cases, though. So I think it's kind of a combination of both. Yeah. Anyway, so I started at 6, so we're going to about finish up. Let's see if there's anything else with the case. Any updates? But yeah, I am going to do that video, so I can hopefully have it at the end of the month. Oh, well, wait a minute. Here we go. Well, I do want to hear this. Oh, I hope it's in this. If what I just saw.
Thanks. The attorney for the family of Nolan Wells says they've received some new audio. Ben Crump announced today his team has audio from officials and have retained consultants who are audio experts. The audio is a newly released recording of a 911 call made from the boat that carried Wells to Horn Island with friends. Crump says other experts will examine.
Oh, carried Wells. So what? This sounds like this would be on July 6th.
Consultants who are audio experts. The audio is a newly released recording of a 911 call made from the boat that carried Wells to Horn Island with friends. Crump says other experts will examine the tides near.
Oh, maybe if there's like describing what about the body is maybe what that is. Damn, I was hoping he was going to be like, yeah, maybe we should re-examine the audio of the dispatch call and maybe see if we hear other words besides Nolan.
Horn Island and how they correspond to where Wells' body was found. Last Wednesday, Crump released the results of an independent autopsy that could not determine the.
I mean, I get that, just to see if there's anything about like the body, I guess, and its condition, I guess, is what they're gonna try to go for with that. I don't know how much that's gonna reveal, but. Yeah, like Riley Strain. Yeah, I mean, I could see both ways. I know some people think that's still foul play, and I can see both because again, like where he allegedly flipped over, and especially how intoxicated he was. We know he was like, sadly, very intoxicated. Clearly, he was cut off, and yeah, that ledge, like, yeah, if you were, and I'm tall, so we we don't have that good center of gravity. I'm like kind of the same height as Riley Strain. So like, yeah, like, and I don't drink. I only drank when I was like 21 and 22. But yeah, I do remember with those times, like when I was loaded, I'm like, yeah, I'm very, us tall guys, we don't have that center of gravity. So it's a lot easier for us to tip. So, but it is weird how his credit card was found and stuff. That is, again, I'm on the fence on that one for sure. Yeah, that's a good question, Alicia. I totally agree. Like, again, last thing, and I've said it before, I don't think those people tried to do it maliciously. I think that's just kind of like, they're trying to listen for clues, and then they kind of picked on what, and of course they have Nolan Wells in their head, and they hear dead, right? They keep hearing dead pop up because that is heard. But then they're like, oh, God, they're talking about someone being dead on the boat without really kind of like, oh, let's take this into context for a minute. Got a bilge pump. Oh, geez. Bilge pump. God, I can't say that properly. Stupid pump dies, and that's dead. And, it's kind of like, I mean, what are the odds? Like, if the bilge pump wasn't dead, if there was nothing dead and you had that phone call, then it'd be like, okay, yeah, there's an issue. But, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll find out. With this day and age, everybody having a phone. And with law enforcement being so quiet, I think we'll get some. I'm sure it's going to take some time. His credit card was found on the bank by what is her name? Famous TikToker. Lively Riley? Is that it? Which is funny because I spoke to her about this fashion case. But yeah, they were out looking and they found his credit card and something else, or just the credit card? But yeah, it was really weird. Like, I mean, he could have I don't know, because it was found with the way the current went, it was definitely something that would point towards nefarious, for sure. Unless somehow it flew out before he got up to that other area. Yeah. Yeah, if there was no actual foul play and it was like he fell in and drowned, yeah, I see if that's what you're saying, Buck, yeah, that's going to be. There's still other ways to clear these guys, right? I think the Subtitles is the start of it. And then, the fact that they're coming on doing interviews when they're getting all the death threats. I mean, everybody is, but, it's possible. I mean, just because Miriam brought it up, but just because I mentioned how alcohol and bodies of water, I think sometimes don't mix. Sadly. But anyway, I appreciate the loyal crew here. God bless you guys, even those that may feel still the other side. I am going to work on this video. I will tag Tatum, so hopefully maybe he'll see it. Because maybe then he could bring it on Nancy Grace. Because that should be addressed. Like, if we can definitely discern certain words were not said in those subtitles 100%, then what does that say about the rest? And then then the domino effect. But then sadly, like I said earlier, unfortunately, just covering true crime for 4 years, people get planted on one side or the other, and no matter what comes out on the other side to contradict. People plant their feet in. I mean, I'm stubborn, so I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's tough. So I may do a Sebastian tomorrow. I told people that I may at least cover it a couple times a month. Because there may be a couple of things that we could talk about. And then I may move to another case. There's a lot of stuff in Nancy Guthrie. Maybe that's where everybody's going to. I know I get some people that say they're sick of hearing Nancy Guthrie. So it kind of puts me in a tough position, but we'll see where we go from here. But thank you so much to those that could donate. It really, really helps. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Again, Blue Third, Crazy Buck, Sassy, thank you to everything you do. And to all my mods, D, jeez, Jennifer, Pocahontas, Donna, and thank you again to all those that donated jewels. Yeah, I will definitely do that. And yeah. Naming off all her audio credentials? Oh, like she's an audio expert? Yeah, see that can I've dealt with like Audacity. Like I've been using it for nearly 2 decades. Close to. Maybe a decade and a half. Now I never went to school. I went to school for video. But no audio. But audio I just taught myself. And so, you know, and so I'm upfront and honest about it. Like I said, I never had schooling, but I do know how to, again, use it pretty well. Even though they update this damn thing like every other day, which is annoying. Hey, that's here in Utah, Skinwalker Ranch. We went there. We went there the first year of my YouTube channel. Second year. Didn't see any skinwalkers, but that was a fun experience. Yeah, I'm a little scared to go over there because I'll see fish sticks and then I'll but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, David's on the up there, Nancy Guthrie, Brian Kohlberger, you know, he's got a little bit of stuff. But yeah, clearly, like, not even breaking 100. I got to do better because this is what I do for a living. So I do appreciate those that could donate. I don't like begging. You guys know me. But it does really, really help. I only ask when, like, it's kind of like getting at the end of the month and maybe I haven't hit, like, what I particularly would want. But it is what it is. So with that, I'm going to end it. But yeah, I'll have a video out, and I do have something for the Patreon. So for those that still support my Patreon, I'll put something out on this case and probably something with Sebastian as well. May need to, yeah. But yeah. There's a lot of cases. But again, like sometimes I have to kind of go with kind of what's hot, especially if I like, if it's under 100 people. Like I can't remember last time I've had under 100 people in my chat, which again, it certainly makes sure, doesn't make your ego, keep you grounded, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, I think some of that stuff is definitely suspicious. There's certainly some that are really sus. I do think there's a portion of those that are just probably tagged in there, but they really just alcohol in a body of water. But I do think there is something. Like, I think there is enough funky cases connected to that core that I do think there could be some. I know. Well, to get those, you really need to do like short bids, right? Unless you're doing like lives every day and you're doing like, and you keep building your audience and like, but that's tough. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting one. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna not do a pet outro tonight, just so I can. I gotta go take care of something. Yeah, if you didn't get notifications, check. Just go back, like resubscribe, and then hit the bell if you want to get notified. And then also I have my Facebook group if you're not a part of that. It's down in the description. I think it is. Pretty sure it is. You can be a part of that. I always let people know hours ahead of time when I go live. So, again, mods, you're the best. And thank you, Sassy, for being understanding. I get it. And then there's Stephen Stearns. That trial sometime is going to be coming. So. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, my short video will do better when I get it out. But I thank you, Alicia and Bridgie, Sharon, all you guys sticking it out. I really, really appreciate that. Buck, Miriam, Grime, I appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night. I will be back here tomorrow. Likely Sebastian, unless something pops up, we'll see. But I'm going to at least try to do 1 or 2 lives a month for him, just to keep that going. So, God bless. See you guys soon. Take care.